go. When you had the answer and you were there alone, you left the door unopened when you knew that you would want more. Give it up, give it up, give it away while you were barely aware. You learned that day, cut off so much, hardly remained. While you knew that there was still a way. This is your only plan. Oh, now this is your only. Now this is your only plan. Oh, now this is yours. And you're right. You force it to yield. You forge it to the lines. You let your callous be your shield, and everyone will say that it all was finished years ago, but you will stay, and you won't ever let it go. When you had the answer and you were there alone, you left the door unopened when you knew that you would want more.
Dimmer, I'll have you know it's 3:30 a.m. on a Monday. Drying paint sounds good. About now.
You left the door unopened when you knew that you would want more. When you had the answer and you were there alone, you left the door unopened when you knew that you would want more. Then again, you found the answer and you were there alone. You left the door unopened when you knew that you would want more.
Hello, 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 y'all. Welcome. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Dimmer. I use they, them pronouns. I'm a coach at Major League Hacking. And we have an exciting stream today. Let me double check. This music seems quite loud, and I don't know if that's just in my ears or if that's for y'all. We are going to be finishing up the project that we started only this morning. It was just in my ears. Which was our Twitch control panel. Hi from Tuscan. Hello, hello. Wait. Or is that pronounced Tucson? I think that might actually be pronounced Tucson. Yes, I'm like 90% sure that that's Tucson. Sorry about that. Hello, hello. The music is pretty loud. Okay. Okay. That should be slightly better. So, okay. Earlier this morning, we started a project that acts as a control panel to allow me to turn on and off channel point rewards depending on when I'm streaming. Because my stream is the only stream where you can actually redeem them. For those of you who don't know, it is the icon in the lower left corner that you can click on and you can redeem a channel point
Good job.
rewards. Like that. Sound effects are most of them right now. And you can redeem them in my stream, but you can't redeem them anywhere else. So, we need to be able to quickly turn all of them on when my stream starts and turn all of them off at the end so people aren't wasting their channel points on someone else's stream where they aren't actually being used for anything. Hello, hello. Oh my goodness, we have such a big group today. Welcome. And earlier this morning, we started writing this in Svelte. And if I open up Visual Studio Code for us, we have our front end all set. And we have, theoretically, our authentication working with the Twitch API to be able to turn everything on and off. this. I can now share my screen. This is the project that we have thus far. We have our app.svelte file where we have our functions that we will use the Twitch API within to turn on and off channel points. Actually, I should move these down below after we've actually authenticated with Twitch. And then we have our 2 buttons down here. So then if I npm run dev, we can see that this is the interface where we have channel points are, and then we have a button for on and a button for off, and whichever one is highlighted is the current state, and we can just click between them. So this is what we are currently at, and the goal for today is to now use the get custom reward and update custom reward Twitch API endpoints to be able to get a list of all of the different rewards that are there, and then iterate through them and turn them all off. That is generally the goal for what we are doing today. That being said, for those of you who've not been to one of my streams before, because we do have quite a large group here, let me introduce you to a couple things that are slightly unique about my streams. One, you'll see this icon right here, exclamation point TTS. Whenever that is showing on screen, you can type exclamation point TTS before your message, and it'll be read out loud by a text-to-speech engine that we wrote. 404, I'll get back to that we wrote on stream. We also have those channel points, and we have
text-to-speech like this.
Yes, thank you 404 for that example. And we have custom emotes in chat. So there are some things that are different. But generally, today we are just finishing off what we started. And at some point, it cannot be at the start 404, I'm sorry, but at some point we will be taking a bio break where I will just throw a 5-minute timer up on screen to let people drink some water, take care of themselves, do that sort of thing. And also, so that it is boring enough that 404 actually goes to bed, because it is insanely early in the morning. It's now technically Monday for them. 404, I saw you in Cecilia's stream talking about this, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, I won't see 404 today. That's very reasonable for everything. And then, hi, I appreciate you being here, and also, oh goodness. So that's where we're at. Okay, there we go. The essays plural. Ooh. I have so much compassion and empathy for you, and also that sounds awful and horrible and terrible. Okay. I'm sorry, 404. I am excited for when you are no longer a student and you can focus on doing your deranged things in Twitch chat without needing to worry about your homework. So, me too. Very excited. I consistently forget that you aren't in college, 404. Huh. I need to make sure I file that away. OMG 404, get to work, sleep, and less caffeine. Fun fact, I don't drink coffee at all. I'm like waiting for the but I have this like pure caffeine powder that I have sourced from a shady site on the internet, and I take about 500 milligrams of that every day. Or never have had a caffeine intake. I don't know why I hate caffeine. Well, that is actually very healthy and good, and you are in a better place than me, as I have like a bunch of like slightly crushed energy drink cans across my desk. It's been a rough couple of weeks. Okay. So, what we have here is we have a how to fetch data in Svelte. Because theoretically, Svelte makes it easy for us to do this. So okay, I can scroll past this. Oh no. It's felt cool. It is. I'm not very good at it. This is my first actual project in it. Other than like little test demo projects. I forgot about async. And that is a thing that you need to use. I miss when I was just writing little Python scripts last month, and I was just like, oh yeah, just I'll run sequentially and whatever. Okay. I've heard a lot about Svelte, but never made anything. That's a mood. There are a lot of different front-end technology stacks that you hear about, but don't necessarily have the time to make things in. Python OP, one day you'll agree, Dimmer. Python is OP for some things, but it is not OP for trying to create a web app that specifically can run inside of an OBS instance, which is what the purpose of this is. Yeah, I've really only used it to test stuff, not made anything from scratch yet. More of an Astro fan, but know some Svelte lovers. I do not know what Astro is. Huh. Okay. Okay, this makes more sense. Hey, Loki Yayu, thank you for the follow. Where this does back-end stuff, and you can use Svelte as the front end within it. This is incredibly cool. I don't do much back-end web dev ever, so this is, hey, thanks for the follow, Louise Findlay. So this is a little bit over my head, but I can see why you like it. 404 Python OP period. No, I'm not narrow-minded. You are. I mean, your guild is like the Python pros or something, right? I'm blanking on it, and I'm sorry, because I remember Peter the Pizza. Yes, Python pros. Okay. Yeah, so you might have a little bit of bias there. Okay. By the way, people, you can redeem stuff like that amazing metal pipe sound effect. Is metal pipe enabled? Yes, but realistic knocking is not. Because now I like, it doesn't... Ugh. Okay. Because we are going to be reworking these later in the week, I'm going to turn it all on. For those of you who don't know... Come on, aren't your roommates back? No, they're actually out of the house right now. For those of you who don't know, this is the list of all the channel point rewards, and realistic knocking was by far the most popular one, because it is a realistic knocking sound between the two of my ears. And there are some pretty good recordings in old streams of that completely getting me. And Bring Out the Goose is a channel point reward that I will bring out a goose that'll waddle around the screen and do insane things on it. Deranged. Absolutely deranged. Going back to actually the code that I need to be writing to make sure that we finish this on time. So I'm curious what this export means here. Because it's using it in main here, but theoretically that is like the point of Svelte, that you can just use that. Displaying content using Axios client. Yeah, I use it, I'm assuming Astro, as a static site generator, mostly, with .astro files, vanilla JavaScript with some Astro syntax goodness. You can write Vue, React, Svelte, etc. components with it too, though. Loving it more than 11D because it's much more plug and play. Hey, yeah, whatever works for you. I am not someone who will say, like, as long as you can make something cool in the tool, or not even cool, as long as you can make something that you want to make using the tool is a good tool. Okay, we're just going to jump right into this. Where? Great, we've gotten our tokens. Now, we're importing on mount. And then our endpoint is not that. What is our endpoint? We're doing our get first to get our list. Here's our endpoint. Ha 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 ha. So for those of you who don't know the context for 404's question above, on a stream that may or may not have been mine, someone who may or may not have been me, may or may not have talked allegedly about the fact that with extended return periods on Amazon, you could order something, try it out, and if you didn't like it, return it. Like, that theoretically is within all of Amazon's policies. And there is a music tool called the OP1, which is a beautiful, Svelte is a good way of describing it, tool that like acts as like your everything in one. And it is like, some artists have created some really incredible stuff with it, but it's not pretty, it's very expensive. And I talked about maybe having gotten that to try to see if I liked it. And I may or may not have returned it the day after I got it because I was really scared, because it just seemed like way too much. So it may have been a whole lot of ado about nothing. Was it good though? I mean, for the 5 minutes that I touched it, it was interesting, but also very overwhelming. It is not a good starting point. And I knew that going into it, but also I know a whole bunch of artists who have created cool things, and I just wanted to like, oh, wouldn't it be so cool to use that tool that they use? I realized to a certain extent that you need a lot more background to be able to use it as a tool. Cool, MIDI controllers seem cool for piano vision. Yes, MIDI is an incredible standard. Okay, we have our endpoint. We aren't going to get posts. What are we going to get? It'll be let rewards. I think like Billie Eilish's brother Phineas used it. Basically every artist has used it at some point. Sorry for the tangent. No, it's a good tangent. Okay, wait, fetch. Okay. Loving the tangents. I mean, we love dimmer streams for the tangents. Really missing Shem, lol. My first dimmer stream, awesome so far. Hey, I'm really glad that you like it. I generally try to have a very specific vibe in my streams, where I am not the best developer in the world. But I think we can have some good vibes and have a fun time making cool things. And I'm glad that you like that. Okay. So we want to look at the fetch API headers. Oh, this is so... Okay.
No headers, please. Can we do something else?
This is, I will be honest, how I feel all of the time when I'm trying to use APIs, but I'm learning to love it because I am able to create cooler things with it. The thing is that we need to send... That was not useful. Because I need the headers. Okay. This, oh, okay. We can do this. We can do this. I believe in us. Okay, so we build a request and then we fetch that request. Great. So we can get rid of this. So it is a new request to here, but it is not just to there, because we need to grab the broadcaster ID of MLH. Okay. Oh God. Okay. I want this tool to work very desperately, but it does not seem like it is. Twitch username. Great. Okay. So now let's take this, and that is our endpoint. And then our URL. Great. Our method. Our method and our credentials. Okay. So we need okay. I think I understand. So okay. Now we add our init, which is all of this information. So our method is going to be get. Method get. And then we need to have our client ID and our authorization bearer. So those are going to be in the body. Wait, no, it's in the header, not the body. Request.headers. No, and we need a headers object. Oh, goodness. Okay, wait. Headers, content type, application. Okay, I understand now. Yes. Thank you. So, instead of body, we can do headers. And then our headers are, what's our first one? Client ID. Which is that. And then our next one is our authorization. And this is going to be bearer space and then we add our 1 sec 404. I will get to you in a sec. Then we add our access token. Okay. So this is our request. Now this is when we use our async function, but we don't actually need it to be on mount. Wait, no, we do. We want this because this is the. No, let's try. I think that this is good to put inside of here so that if I were to add channel point rewards in the middle of a stream, I can still turn them on and off. So we don't need it to be on mount. Oh, wait. This should be outside of that. Fetch. And we are going to use our request, which is request. Wait, response. Are the yellow, red, green indents a VS Code extension? Yes, it is. It is Indent Rainbow, which was recommended at one point during one of my streams by someone. You're kidding. I did this before. And I just didn't see it. Oh my goodness. So I've been reinventing the wheel. I think this should work. Emphasis on the should. I am going to use this. Because it is the format that I am much more comfortable with. So we're fetching our request. Okay. Let's try this. This is slightly rushed and has like a 99% chance of not working. Unauthorized OAuth token is missing. Yay, fellow Firefox user. Yes. So for streams, I use Firefox. For my personal life, I unfortunately use Arc browser, which is I believe only macOS specific Chromium browser right now, but it does really amazing things with different like workspaces and profiles and things like that. But depending on how Manifest v3 rollout happens with Chromium browsers, I will be back to Firefox. Oh. We are failing to get our token. Oh no. Okay. Let's Google some errors. Apparently this person got that error because of PayPal Honey. Which is deranged, which is insane okay. So, bad news, still not working. Good news, one less error. Status 400. Bad request. Dang, okay. Let's look at our request here. Okay. It is our environment variables. Okay, let's try this. Which one of these is the least... Our client ID isn't awful. It doesn't need to be private. Let's take a look here. Okay. I think I'm misunderstanding. See, but this is for backend. Not for front end. Create a .env in your home directory. Oh, well, there's my problem. Okay, I need to... Is your .env file valid? You are entirely correct, Louise. My .env is at a higher level. If I open the folder that is containing this... Wait, do I not have a .env anymore? What happened to it? I know I made one. What happened to my .env? In the Vite config file. No. What did I do? What? Because I literally made it earlier today. I might just need to remake it. But that's insane. Oh my goodness, I just created it in the wrong folder. No, I didn't. I'm no longer sharing my screen so that if I do find it, I am not going to open it and check and just completely expose all the things that I'm trying to hide.
Confusion 100%.
I mean, it is not that big of a deal to just make it again. But I already did make it. It would just be really nice to not have to make it again. Oh my goodness. Yes. I figured out where it is. I just put it 2 folders above where it's supposed to be. Let's try this again. Oh, wrong screen. There we go. So now, if I go back. Hey, look at that lovely .env that I'm not going to click on. npm run dev. No errors. But the auth token is missing. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this as a time to stand up. I'm gonna walk around, I'm gonna think, and we're gonna come back in 5 minutes. And hopefully this will be boring enough that 404 will also go take care of the homework that they need to do. So, I'm just gonna leave the lo-fi on. We're gonna switch to our countdown screen. I'm gonna put a 5-minute timer up. Thank you for coming, 404. I hope you don't come back. That
I'll
sounds
let you know.
so
I'm doing
mean.
my HW.
Hey, congrats on doing your homework right now. But we are now watching paint dry as a bio break. See you all in a couple minutes. Okay. Hello, hello. I feel like I just had like the thing in a cartoon where like I come back like noticeably slightly more disheveled with like one piece of hair out of place. The paint didn't take enough time to dry, so I'm still here, and I was even late coming back. I even gave you another minute. Ah. Well, for the record, I do appreciate you being here. OAuth token is missing. Is missing. Okay. I think I have. Okay, so we have an access token. That's one good thing. So it is in this right here. Headers, client ID. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. We have an access token. This would read true if it was still blank. So the good news is our first part's working. It is just the second part. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my just talking here so that when I run this, I'm not exposing this to y'all. Okay. So, I believe this is the solution that I'm going to try. Because we didn't actually have the access token here. It was just taking bearer and running with it. So if we do const auth bearer plus access token, and then we use this auth right there, that should work. And then 404, how do I get Dimmer's amazing camera, by the way? This is a Sony a6300 with a Sigma f2.8 24-70 lens. It's like the camera itself is like $200 because it's way old at this point, and the lens is like $400. So not cheap, but in the realm of cameras, those of you who know stuff about that, it's very cheap for getting what it is. Okay, I'm gonna run this, go back to my just talking, and see if this works. $200 is super cheap. I did find it as a deal on Reddit. So it's not like you could just like walk into a store and get it. It was someone who was selling their used gear because this camera came out in like oh my god. it's still being sold for like $600. Wait, it was released 2016? It was not. 2016? Wild. Okay, I thought it was older than that. Yeah, the ZVE10 cameras are messed up pricing wise. Like, it makes sense for the amount of tech that's in them, but depending on what you want to use it for, like, if you let me know your uses, I can give you some more actionable advice. Gosh darn it. Authorization bearer. I want to use it for filming stuff. So for video, any live streaming or just like short films and the likes. Oh, because you know I love. Yeah, we've talked about this before. Ooh, okay. I would say I'd come back to this tangent at the end, but I don't know if I want you to be up that late. Ooh. I will marinate on this, and I will come back to you the next time that I see you on stream with some recommendations. Because this is a thing that I've spent too much time thinking about. I'm trying to understand here. Because again, it only is saying bearer. Which up here, how did I do this up here? Okay. Let's save this and let's look at the last time I did this. Which was cloud. Huh. Okay, header authorization bearer plus access token. That was what I had to do. So I have done this before. I'm gonna try running this again just for my sanity's sake. Ha, it's no longer running. Okay, I'm now trying static, just like hard coding, telling it use this access token. And it worked. Okay, well that's cool and good that that worked, but also it sucks. I actually second that GH4. At least in the US, it's like $400 for a body. Either that or I would look at an A6300. Okay, that was the other thing of like, start with your phone. I only upgraded because I had another camera that I was using that was like fine, but it was much more inconvenient, and I could sell it and use that money to like just change what I was using, because I use it basically only for live streaming. If you are looking though to like research, basically look for what people are recommending like 5-6 years ago and look for those cameras used, because those like videos and documents are out there and those cameras are still fine. Cameras have gotten better, but that is where you would start as a beginner, in my opinion. For a guy interested in cinematography, I know very little about the actual models. I know what f-stop aperture is, but I don't know what camera models are good. Honestly, that's fine. I only know this because I've fallen down the rabbit hole of gear YouTube. And camera gear YouTube is bad for actually making anything, because it is just people talking about cameras. Like, the camera is not the important thing, as I'm sure you know. Blackmagic design is a decent body that rivals the GH4. I was looking at that, but the Pocket Cinema camera is, if you were to get the first gen, you might be able to. But if you were to get the Pocket Cinema camera 4K, it's still too expensive in the used market. Authorization bearer. The original one, yeah. The original one would also be good. Why? Oh my god. I thought I understood. I thought I finally understood. I thought I had finally figured it out. I have not. I don't know why this isn't working. Punch to the display, do it. No. No. This computer, I baby this computer. Computers are another thing that are way too expensive. Or like, it is worth it for me to have this computer because of this work that I do. And I've talked about my great experiences with M1, but so okay. The problem here is that this code doesn't work. But if I were to replace access token with the literal string that is the access token, it works. And when I print what the access token variable is representing, it is that same string. So I don't know what's happening here that is causing this. And then I tried creating it as a different variable that did this addition, or this like appending. But that didn't help either. I hate headers. I get why this exists. I like understand. And also, I do not like it. Okay. We're gonna let auth bearer equal to bearer and then plus access token. And we are going to do that when we call the function. Okay. Specifically headers in JavaScript. I don't have much issues in Python. Yeah, so this worked in Python. I've done this sort of thing before. I have it working up above. Okay, let's try this. You are joking. If this is seriously what fixes it. It is. I just don't understand async well enough. Okay, what I needed to do was I needed to just move it to when the function is called, because at that point the access token is defined, but before that it is not. So I can get rid of this, and I can get rid of this. And now we do this. And if we go back here and I refresh the page and we inspect, let's hope I don't.
Hello there.
Hello, hello. We see that we get an object which has all of the different rewards, which is good because now we can iterate over this to turn them either on or off.
Knock knock. Just imagine the realistic knocking.
Okay, so that is one API call out of 2 done. So that is our get. Now, we want to iterate over every
Good job.
reward and call this, turning it either on or off. So let's take a look at this. Okay. Wait, that was exactly what I was looking for. Just get the channel ID. And then this ID here. That ID, well, wait, what's the difference between that and the client ID? Okay. Okay. Tabs cleaned up. Type string ID broadcaster. Yes. ID, the ID of the reward to update, which is this. Okay. Oh, golly. Okay. So this is now function disable reward. Or actually, this is update reward. And we are going to pass in should be active, which will be a Boolean, and it'll be either true or false. So we can use the same function. So we are going to create a new request. So this request, I'm going to rename this. Rename symbol. And this is going to be our get rewards request. And now this one, we're going to create a const that is update rewards request. And that equals a new request. Great. And it is the same URL. Save for, we also need reward ID. So it is broadcaster ID. And ID. Okay. So now let rel equal that plus reward ID. And then URL. Great. So now our method is a patch. Yep. And then for our headers, we can just yoink for what we did here. And then in our body, right? Headers. In our body, we set that to is enabled false. Actually, no, it is enabled, should be active. So now, if I'm understanding this correctly, we should have get rewards, return data. So let rewards list equal get rewards for, and we're going to write a for each, for reward in rewards list. I know I'm writing this Pythonically, and that is totally incorrect. Yeah. Type void is not assignable type. For each. I just need to Google for each loop in JavaScript because I do not remember it as well as I thought. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I did that entirely wrong. Okay. So this should be rewards list dot for each. And then element with a lowercase e. And then we use arrow notation. Great. For each element, it is, if we take a look at our data here, we want .id. So it would be, we would now call update reward. And it would be element dot ID. And in this case, we want it to be true. Okay. This makes like half an amount of sense to me. Let's try it. See if it works. Whoa, okay. Rewards list is undefined. What? How is it undefined? Congrats, it's 5 a.m. Oh my goodness, 404. This is insane. For each does not exist. I think the problem is this return that I'm using. That is not the right way to do this. Rewards list. Wait. Sorry, I'm ignoring chat right now. I need to figure something out. Okay, there we go. Oh my goodness. I'm delirious from low sleep. Apology if I start asking stupid questions. I'm just towards the end of my homework. I'll probably go to sleep soon. I mean, I'm glad you're working on your homework. I'm glad that you will go to sleep soon. Wait, there were no errors there. Rewards.for each is not a function. What? Huh? What? Okay. Oh! I never actually run the... I create the request and I never actually run it. Okay, let's turn on and off bring out the goose. If we try this now. Okay. Status 400. Bad request. Must provide a valid content type header with a request body. Please use application JSON or... So I believe it's my body that is messed up here. Oh, yeah, it totally is. Status 404, sleep not found. So what I actually need to do is I'm just gonna yoink this. And our body here is enabled false. Great. But it shouldn't, it should be false. Should be active. There we go. Okay, let's try this. Dang, okay. Bad request. Request payload is enabled true. Must provide a valid content type header. Content type.
I am done with my work.
Hey,
Good night.
congrats 404. Good night. Get a lot of sleep. I'm proud of you. Thank you so much for stopping by as well. Oh, I'm not giving it a content type header. Let's try this. $403. The client ID header must match the client ID used for the customer award. Which one is this? This is Bidumts. The ID in the client ID header what is my client ID here? Broadcaster ID. Seven 9176881. Forbidden. So good news is that this means we're no longer getting an error. Our like message is the correct format. The ID in the client ID header. Oh, I haven't given it a client. No, what? Wait. Huh? The ID. Must match the client ID used to create the customer. So I think what this is saying is that we can only edit things that we have created using our API. So we can't edit things that we created using this interface here. Is my understanding. But I'll be honest, this seems wrong. So let's update customer reward. Get customer reward redemption. Get customer reward. Okay. In our errors here. So we are partner or affiliate. So it is just the client ID. Oh. What? So if you can't tell, my mind has kind of fallen out of my ears here. Okay, so people are right. These were made via the Twitch interface, not my program making them. So we can only edit things that our program has made. Okay. I think that this is where we are going to call it a night. And we are going to come back to this tomorrow at, let me double check. I believe 1 p.m. tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow at 1 p.m. we're going to come back to this, and we are going to now write the part of the program that will create all of the channel rewards in our program so we can edit them, which is not something that I thought that we needed, but apparently it is, which is, I'll be honest, pretty annoying, but if that's the way the API works, that's the way the API works. So to restate, because this has been, I know, at least a little bit of a confusing stream for me, what we've done today is we've created our user interface in Svelte. We've authenticated with Twitch using their OAuth authentication using their API. We have gotten a list of all of the channel point rewards that exist on the channel, and we have a successful call to edit them, to turn them on and off, but in order to make that, allow that to work, we need it to have been made with our script. So we've made extremely good progress. I would say we're almost there. We now just need to, as a one-time thing, run through and create all of these channel point rewards inside of our application. I'll create a button that is like a refresh button, where when you click that, it deletes all the channel point rewards from the channel. And adds new ones. And we can theoretically use the data that we are given when we ask for all of them and just feed that data back into the system. So theoretically, it shouldn't take too long, but that will be our next step, which we are doing tomorrow at 1 p.m. With that, I'm going to say thank you all for coming. And this has been a wild stream, to say the least, and my brain is quite fried. But it was a good stream. I'm happy that y'all were here. We made great progress, and I'm excited to come back to it tomorrow. With that, happy hacking, y'all. And, let me tell you what is coming up next. Up next at 3 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time, which is 8 hours from now, I believe, if I'm doing the math in my head correctly. We have Introduction to UI Design with Canva. So you have a good amount of time before our next stream, but there will be Introduction to UI Design with Canva coming up next. With that, happy hacking. Hope to see you all tomorrow, and have a great night. Bye, y'all.